Hello everyone. I'm gonna wait for some more people to join on. Hopefully this is broadcasted to both the Instagram and to the Facebook page. Let's make some lactation bites. So today's demonstration is just to show just the process of how I make lactation bites depending on how this video goes. Oh wait, back up a little bit. For those who don't know me, I am Tiffany. I am the owner and sole operator of Milk Me Lactation Treats. Hi to the first person who joined the live. Nice to meet you. If I haven't already met you. So, let's get started. Hey Leah, nice to see you again. If you know anyone you want to invite to the live, please feel free to do so. We're going to make some lactation bites. I think I've made some for you already. I'm waiting for some more people to get on that I'm going to get washed up, throw some gloves on, and then I'm going to start the process. Hey Jessica. All right. How you doing? How you doing? I'm ready for both of y'all to place an order again, just by the way. Let's see how many people we can get to come up here, and then we will get to making some bites. Now, I may repeat myself a few times as people come up. I'm sorry, y'all the first ones to come in. I have went ahead and pre-portioned everything out for today's live. I have the, let's see if I can adjust my angle here. There we go. I have the nut butters and cinnamon, vanilla, all that over there. I have my bruised yeast and flaxseed combination here. I have oats. Everything is already pre-measured out for what we're going to be doing today. See if we can get some more people to come on. While I do that, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, get washed up, and then we'll go ahead and start talking about, I guess, everything. Second. Sorry for all those getting a close-up of me washing my hands. On the close-up sound of me washing my hands. Thank you, Jessica. I'm looking forward to your order. So, let's go ahead and get us a pair of gloves on. For that, I'm going to take my ring off. And let's get to making some lactation bites. Try another glove since that one wanted to rip on me. Now the lactation bites are one of the more simple things that I make. I decided for the first live that I wasn't going to make anything that required baking. I was just going to go ahead and just make something that's pretty quick, not have to do too much or play around too much with the oven. So we're going to do the dry ingredients first, and then we're going to move forward with doing the wet ingredients. Wet ingredients are over there by the stove. I'm going to bring it closer when I'm ready to go over by the stove to take a look at how I do the wet ingredients. All right. So, dry ingredients first. I have the oats, one of the lactating promoting ingredients. Pretty much everything that's going in the dry ingredient bowl first will be the lactation promoting ingredients, which are the oats, the flaxseed, and the brewer's yeast. All of them have benefits outside of breastfeeding. I have those posts on the Facebook page. If you want to take a look at those, I can also reshare them later this week or after this post, kind of give some insight to what I'm doing here. So, going in and mixing the dry ingredients. And then I have the add-ins that I'm going to use when I'm done here. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and start the oven for the wet ingredients. And I'm going to waste gloves, toss these gloves, and go ahead and get that process started. So I'm going to go ahead and heat the stove, and then I'm going to bring the camera closer to the stove. Come take a walk with me. With me. All right. Okay. Welcome to the stove. Here I have everything portioned out. The honey, the nut butter combination. Now for the nut butter combination for the bites, I use a combination of almond butter and peanut butter. So for those who have a nut allergy, unfortunately I do not recommend the bites. But for those who are fully tolerant to almonds and peanuts, things of that nature, these are totally for you. They're totally good, especially once you dip them in chocolate. I'm not going to do that demonstration. May do that a little bit later. I have 3 orders that I need to make, so depending on how this goes, I may start going live with the orders. I'm going to let this get a little hot here, and I'll be right back with you. Oh, please. Lord, I'm causing a wreck. All right. All right, now we have some heat going. I'm going to go get a spatula, and then we're going to start putting everything into the pot. Let's do it. Okay, so first thing I usually put in here is the honey. I've already measured out the honey so that we didn't have to worry about waiting on me to do that and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put the honey in. Now this process is going to be pretty quick. And we're going to turn this down. And the reason I use one of these type of spatulas is because it helps get all of it out. Honey is pretty sticky, so it's kind of hard to get all the honey out. Now, next is going to be the nut butter blend, which is the almond butter and the peanut butter, as I mentioned earlier. That also goes in here. So I'm going to drop the nut butter blend in like so. And of course, if you have any questions about how I make things, what I make, anything like that, you could also always shoot me a message. I'm free to share and, tell you how things go. Now, I do have cinnamon. There's going to be cinnamon that I'm putting into the mix here. So we're just going to dump all our cinnamon in there. And last things last, I've already pre-portioned out the vanilla. So the vanilla is also going to go in. Now, we're going to mix everything up. Like I said, this part is usually pretty quick because it does not take that long at all for honey and nut butters to heat up. Especially not till it gets to a consistency where you're able to mix it. That's what we're trying to get to, because this is what holds everything together and binds the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. And this is really where most of the flavor comes from. And make sure our cinnamon is blended in here pretty well. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing too well. I'll try to get a little bit closer. Alright, and at this point we can go ahead and turn the heat off. We don't need the heat anymore. Everything's already melted together. We're just making sure that the vanilla, the cinnamon, everything is fully combined. Alright, so I'm going to go get a pot holder so I can transfer this over to the counter. Hold it, please. Okay. So we are going to take this. It is very hot. Move it over to the counter. Then we're going to start mixing everything together in total. So we're going to go ahead and reposition the camera. There we go. Okay, I'm going to rewash and then we're going to continue. Now with the next portion, what we'll be doing is mixing the oats, the brewer's yeast, and the flaxseed in with the, I guess now we can call it our secret sauce. with the secret sauce we done created here. The nut butter, the almond butter, the peanut butter, the honey, the vanilla, and the cinnamon. We can just call it secret sauce if you want to do that. And so now we're going to get to the part where we mix everything together. So we're going to glove up. Now I do have a spoon here to go ahead and use as, you know, to mix with, because I don't have a lot in here. Usually I'm making 3 times the recipe. For this demonstration, I am only making half of the recipe. So this is only half of what a batch would typically look like, or at least one batch would look like for me. This should yield us somewhere between 6 to 8, maybe up to 10 bites, depending on how much space the chocolate should have. So we have this here, and we're going to go ahead and put our wet mix into the dry mix. All right. For this, we are going to grab our spatula, because our spatula helps get all the excess off that we need to get. We need every bit, because things like brewer's yeast and flaxseed can be very dry. So we want to make sure that we actually have enough of this in here so that it's not drying out the entire mixture. We don't want it to crumble. We want everything to kind of come together in the end here. So that, and I'm sorry, I have somewhat of a pet peeve of hearing the sound of something scraping against the pot. So unfortunately, I'm just not with the using a spoon to get everything out. So. Oh no! Oh no! Excuse my mother there in the background. You know, middle-aged woman. Not trying to be funny, but she's at the point where, you know, she's retired, she's gossiping, she's loving life. So sorry if she's a bit loud. I hope to get to that point here very, very, well, not too soon. I would like to continue to make lactation treats for you all for years to come. All right. So I think we've gotten just about all we can get out of here. We're going to set our pot off back to the side. The oven is off. Don't worry, nothing is going to burn down. All right, so we're going to use our spoon. I use a flat spoon. These ingredients like to go a little haywire, so I don't like to use a full spoon for it. And I kind of fold everything together. Get as much as we can off the side of the bowl there. And we're going to continue to fold everything together. You have a Cash App card? All right. Okay. Don't worry, I have gloves on for this very purpose, because coming here soon we're going to have to start rolling these. Alright, so we have white chocolate chips that we're going to use here for the add-ins. Now, I try not to do it while it's too hot. Unfortunately, today is going to be an exception for that rule. So, we are going to add the white chocolate chips, and we're going to try to work very fast so that they don't melt. We still get the shape of the chips being in there and all that good stuff. So, I have already pre-portioned out some white chocolate chips to go in here. White chocolate chips is one of the #1 add-ins that's added next to walnuts and pecans that I have added to the list. There is one special mom, shout out to Rose, who is very similar to me and likes to get toffee and just about everything she orders. I'm a toffee girl myself. But I have some orders coming up that are involving toffee, so unfortunately for that reason I'm not going to use toffee for this. I did have some extra white chocolate to spare. So we are going to use white chocolate chips for this. White chocolate chips are in. And we're going to get to rolling. Alright. Now, I grab about a tablespoon size to start with. And then we're going to get a nice base to go with here. Okay, so as you see, and this is kind of what we're going for. We're going to add a little bit more just so we can get the size that I typically serve to moms when they order. So usually we're going for something that's about this big. When I make the lactation bites, this is the prime size I'm going for. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there. And we're just going to finish off the bowl. And I may put this video up as a time lapse later, just, you know, some little fun stuff to add, some fun content to add to the page. Now, if you're making lactation bites at home, if you want to ask me how to do so, or if you have any questions on the proper sizing, I usually try to make mine about this size. I usually recommend about 2 to 4 bites of this size a day for increasing your milk supply. But everyone's different, everybody's body is different, so I definitely recommend you play around with your portions, see what works for you and gives you the output that you're looking for when eating lactation bites or any lactation treats. I'd also like to state that lactation treats are just one of the ways that you can increase your supply. If you are having trouble with your supply or are concerned about your milk output, I would recommend speaking with a lactation consultant, your child's pediatrician, or your healthcare provider for the best route of care if you have tried things and they aren't seeming to work for you. Just a good disclaimer for anybody who's making lactation treats or anyone to be responsible enough, you know, to make everyone aware. Okay. So we are almost done. Can you see the lights? Cool. There we go. We only have a few more left in here to make. And then the last step for the bites, I do put them in the freezer. I let them chill for at minimum 30 minutes, just to make sure that everything holds together. Alright, we are just about done here. This will be our last bite. This one's going to be a bit of a mini bite. So that's okay. Now, I would like to add These bites that I'm making today are not for any particular order. They were for demonstration purposes only. So if anyone is interested, I will give these bites away for free samples. For anybody that wants to try them, feel free to shoot me a message, and I am more than happy to meet you, deliver them. Shipping will require a fee. We do have about 8 bites that we ended up here today. Give me just a moment, I'll be right back with you. But I am offering anything that was made today. The bites that were made today are up for grabs. Feel free to shoot me a message, hit me up and let me know if you are interested in them, because these were not for any particular order. Coming here in the future, I may go live while I am actually making orders. I am moving here soon, so it may not be here. It will be in my more permanent location. I'm transitioning between where I live at now and where I will be living at. So for right now, if you are interested in these, please feel free to shoot me a message. You are happy to have them. Let me know how many you want. We did turn out with about 10 bites here. So let me know how many you would like, or if you want all 10, I'm happy to give them to you. If you know a mom who's breastfeeding and would like an opportunity to have some free treats, or just had a baby and wants an opportunity to have some free treats, these are up for grabs for them too. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in the freezer, and then we can go ahead and wrap up. So I do want to thank everyone who popped in and joined the live today. I do want to thank everyone who supports Milk Me Lactation Treats, everybody who likes, shares, supports, comments, even recommends. Word of mouth is the best way to get it out, let everyone know. So I do want to thank everyone for your support and for joining with me today and seeing the process of what goes into making a lactation bite for me, and how I do things sort of on a small scale. I probably won't go live when I have my orders to make tomorrow. I'm going to be too busy trying to knock 3 things out at once. However, I do want to thank everyone who joined today. I'm going to save this video to the page, so anyone who wants to watch over it and see how things are done, maybe learn how to make some bites, feel free to do so. I'm going to end this live here soon, but yet again, thanks everyone for joining. I hope you have a great evening and a great rest of your weekend, and happy Saturday. Today's my Friday, but happy Saturday. Peace out.